having people who understand what it's like to deal with anxiety is something that has been very beneficial for my team. I have had team members help other team members. A new agent who comes in, phone line ringing causes them to stress out and causes a panic attack. Hey, I used to be exactly like you. This is how I dealt with it. This is how I think through things. Do you feel anxious because you feel like you're not going to be able to help that user and you don't want to fail? You don't want to let your customer down? That's a good trait. Channel that. I don't want to let you down. I want to help you, and realistically place yourself within those boundaries, know how far you can go. And when you can't go any further, it's not that you're failing the user or failing the customer. You are doing everything in your power to help the customer and you're handing them off. So then what you have to do is be confident in your ability to hand them off. Recognizing those traits and being able to work through them and use them to your advantage and understand what the triggers are really some of the best things you can do to help through things like anxiety, especially in a customer service environment, answering the phones, answering emails, dealing with customers walking in. Having other people who are dealing with the same thing around you, who understand your point of view and they help you understand how they worked through it, has been highly beneficial. Watching people who have dealt with anxiety go from I'm afraid to answer the phone to let me call that person and just explain to them what the issue is. I've been very encouraged and very fortunate to be able to watch people work through and sometimes even channel things like anxiety into great customer service and great work ethic to be able to help the customer better. Just because you have anxiety doesn't mean you're not functional. Just because you might struggle from a mental illness, it doesn't make you broken. Don't ever define yourself as broken. You are unique and you have unique abilities. You have unique things to bring to your team. You having some of these traits doesn't mean that you're less than anyone else on the team. I don't want you to take anything I say as medical advice. I do want you to be encouraged. Just being aware of what might be ailing you or aware of what things that affect you. Just like with technology, being aware of the issue doesn't make the issue go away. If I know that my computer is running slow because I installed something I shouldn't have on it, I might not be able to readily fix that. Maybe I need this piece of software on my computer. I just have to learn to deal with it. But maybe there's other things I can do to make sure that system slowness doesn't affect my work. Maybe you're driving a vehicle with a problem that it's not necessarily affecting the performance of the vehicle, but it's still creating an issue. Are you still able to drive that vehicle? Do you have to get it addressed immediately? Recognizing an issue doesn't mean that issue has to cripple you. Being aware of an issue doesn't mean that awareness has to cripple you. Don't let the issue define you. Instead, make sure you're defining whatever you're struggling with. Don't ever feel discouraged by the things that you're going through. Don't think that you don't have anything to offer to the team. You always have something to bring to the team. You are valuable. Don't let yourself be put off of applying to a job because you're afraid you might not be able to offer anything to that business. If you're the right fit for the business, they will still hire you. A company will hire you to do a job. We are just trusting you to get that job done. Just let me know what you need to be successful in that role and I will show up for you because that's my job. You're my customer. If you work for me, you are my customer. My job is to make sure you have the tools to be successful in your role. You have value whether you realize it or not.